All right. What's happening, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Peace, peace, peace. A-Town down. You know what it is. It's the third. What's happening yo, wanted to talk to y'all real quick on this super rainy day. I was hoping it wasn't going to, I knew it was going to rain today. I was hoping it wasn't going to rain like this. But it rains every day. Every single day it rains this summer. 2025 summer. Throughout the entire South, it's just raining. That's what it do. Every day, you can bet it's gonna rain. Even if you get some sun, you're gonna see some rain. You're gonna see some clouds and know somebody getting some rain. And today is definitely one of them, just a rainy day. It looked cloudy when I woke up, and it was getting more and more intense to where you knew it was gonna come down like it is, so it is what it is. But I wanted to ask y'all about what y'all think about this. I have a theory in reference to, we're gonna go back to ONYXCON's absolute roots as a Comic-Con, okay? Comic book culture and things related to comic books is where it all started. And for somebody who's completely new to ONYXCON, who's been checking out our multi-niche content, and you see all these other topics that we deal with, it might seem strange if you're not into comics, but guess what? There ain't nothing you commissioned that couldn't fit into the storytelling medium of a comic book. Because why? Because anything could be a story, and everything can be drawn and put words with, or no words at all, just sequence of images. That's why we call it sequential art. Okay? So, in comic book culture, of course, we get comic book movies. So film is a part of ONYXCON, always. And I'm in the film business. I love film. I love movies. I love documentaries. I love the medium of film. And like most people, I grew up on it and adore it for many reasons. And there's a lot of nostalgia involved in it, and the characters we grew up on, and love to see on the big screen when they finally make it there, or if they've always been on the big screen. And that's kind of what I'm talking about today, is the always been there type vibe. A lot of people are going crazy over this new Superman movie and talking about raving and saying it's really great. You know, every time a superhero movie comes out, you got one side of fans say it's the greatest superhero movie of all time. It's almost like mandatory that there's a group of people that say that. And then there's everybody else that says, this sucks, I hate it. You know, it's always these two polarized opinions when it comes to comic book characters in movies, right? But I'm hearing nothing but good reviews for the most part about the new Superman. I have not seen it. I want to stress again, I have not seen it. But I have heard and seen enough of the reviews to know why people like it or dislike it or mostly like it, etc., right? Now, the biggest standout to me that made it something I might go see is the character of Mr. Terrific. The black version of the character, played by the brother who had a previous role in an X-Men movie and was killed off, and there was a big controversy about that because his character was so throwaway in that X-Men movie. It was one of the Fox X-Men movies, and a lot of people to this day, I do remember that. I saw that, and I was so like, it was like, it happened so quick. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? You introduce a cool character and you just wipe them out that quick. It was about as bad as in the first of the new Mortal Kombat movies. Shout out to the new one coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Even though I will say, I must admit, from the trailers of that new Mortal Kombat, it's like there's two sides to it. It looks stronger than I thought it would in some ways, and in other ways it looks weaker than I thought it would. And I'm like there's just this wonky, I think there's a nostalgia some people have for the original Mortal Kombat movie. I'm on a tangent. I'm getting back to, I'm gonna be talking especially about Superman, but it's not a one topic today. I'm not just here to talk about Superman. I'm relating that to something else. So all of this is gonna tie together, right? But with the first Mortal Kombat movie that I grew up on, when, I'm old enough to remember when Mortal Kombat the game first came out. I put quarters on the top of the machine and waited my turn to play. We old school like that. If you don't even understand what I just said about stacking quarters, there's nothing you can say to me about this. just sit down, be quiet, older folks are talking, learn something. And try to be what y'all generation tend not to do as younger folk. Y'all wasn't raised to respect your elders, a lot of y'all. So y'all don't understand the value of that. And that it's going to be your personal failure in life as you grow older, because you're going to realize you needed the knowledge we were trying to give y'all, and y'all kept throwing away everything that older folk had to say. Well, that wouldn't make logical sense, and you're going to pay the price for that. So anyway, when I think a lot of people have nostalgia about that first movie, and we made jokes about it even then, about how bad some of the special effects were and how other ones looked okay and kind of cool. But overall, we loved it because it's all you were going to get for that time, and it was good enough, and it was finally a visualization of these characters we only played on a video game, and now we get to actually see them interacting as real characters with a backstory. And oh man, this is all right. You know, even if it wasn't amazing to you. And I remember when it first came out, I probably thought it was amazing. Then later on, I rewatched it and I was like, damn, this is bad, but it's still good for being so bad. It's hilarious. And it was okay. It was just all right. It just is what it is. If you're a fan of the games, you appreciated it because of the games, right? But I think now there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse to have a bad-looking character in all of the technology we got nowadays. For everything they can do now in movies with CGI, with puppetry, with special effects makeup, there is I repeat, no excuse for a character to look rubbery. And even if it is made out of rubber, that's rubber. Like, you know, we don't want to know it's rubber. Like, we know it's rubber, but we don't want to look at it and say, that's a rubber mask. God damn, that's horrible. You know, when I saw Shao Kahn, I said, you have one of the best depictions of this character in the history of this concept with MK1, MK11, all those games, you know, how he looks in those games. And you give us this, I don't know. I'm not saying I haven't seen it in the light yet either. We all still looking at a real dark, eerie, but I don't know. Something about it just ain't it. You know what I mean? And it's no excuse. I say again, there's no excuse. There is no excuse. It's like how many generations did it take for them to get the Thing right, being Grim in Fantastic Four? Everybody's happy because they finally put a freaking brow ridge on it. Why did that take so long to get a thick ass brick across this here? Why did that take so long? Why did that have to be a debate in a corporate office or something to make him look like a damn, you know, I don't know, a melted piece of caramel candy or something half the time, with the way most folks depicted him in previous movies. But with this next one coming out, that's the big hype. Everybody's like, well, they finally got Ben Grimm right. Yeah, we'll see how the rest of it works. But yeah, okay, it's convincing. I like it. But I mean, you know, Fantastic Four ain't necessarily my favorite duo and team. I mean, not duo, but foursome team in comics, not at all. But you know, it's nostalgic. I get it. I mean, again, these are characters, okay? These are characters from my father's era. Like, literally, these characters, Fantastic Four was in the comics when my dad was a kid, okay? So, I'm just like, my thing is this. I'm cool with characters having longevity, things having nostalgia, but I got a big problem with creating massive universes in the comics, as all of us who actually read the comics know exist, and not taking advantage of all this incredible volume of source material that can go on and on for generations of new, bold, exciting characters. And because people who are depicting these characters will age, will die, they will go through life, as we saw, unfortunately, with the demise of our legend, one of the greatest of all time, Chadwick Boseman, playing T'Challa, Black Panther. And that's really where this example is headed, to make my ultimate point. Because there are those who, you know, even got on the, you know, a lot of people jumped on this bandwagon, recast T'Challa. I was not one who said that, because I felt one thing about it. First and foremost, when they made it, meaning Ryan Coogler and good brother Nate Moore, who I've worked on set with both, and I respect both to the highest degree because of their accomplishments in this industry and knowing what it is to be in this biz. Again, I'm in the biz. I was in Black Panther. I was in Wakanda Forever. I was on the screen while other people debating and conversating. Damn it, I was fucking there. And that's the other reason why I don't take no shit off of nobody talking about their little opinions. Your shit is irrelevant because I'm in the biz and I know how much it takes for you to get this stuff, for you to just throw some popcorn in the air and have an opinion. There's so many hours. There's so many life choices. There's so many levels of stuff that go into making everything you watch that I feel like the average person just first and foremost needs to humble themselves to when folks who have the power to make the decision that you're going to still spend your money to see. You want to prove you really ain't a fan and you ain't liking whatever's happening on the screen? Don't spend your money. Don't do the subscriptions. And that'll send the message. Everything else is bullshit. You're a fan. You're a customer, homie. As Jay-Z lyric used to say, you're a customer, homie. That's it. No matter what. And we all are. Now, when you're okay with accepting, I am a customer. Now, then there's levels to being a customer. You could be a customer. Hey, man, I got a complaint. Let me see your manager. Okay, fine. But understand the process when you call for the manager. You may never see a manager because you're not worthy. You don't understand the process. So how the hell you go? If you don't showcase that you even understand the process, who's going to take your opinion seriously? Because you don't understand what goes into this enough to understand what things are at play and all kind of, of the biz BS. And it is BS, a lot of it. I mean, that's a whole other side of it. There's the insular part of it, the in the biz BS, plus the fan BS, and mix it all together and you always get the ultimate BS. And I'm just tired of people whining about things that really should not even be the point. And one of them would be the concept of having an issue with recasting in the unique situation of somebody like Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. I think it was a great decision to say, we're not going to recast, this is a mantle. The Black Panther is a mantle, not just one guy who became this and is the only one that will ever be. That's in the comics, that's actual canon. It's something in the nation of Wakanda that is competed for. He or she who is worthy gets the mantle, and that's that. That's how it went. A lot of folk had their problems with the woman and all of that. That was really the main reason a lot of people hated on Wakanda Forever. Sans whatever may have been an issue with the plot, because I had my issues with the plot, but I didn't have a problem with seeing a female version of a Black Panther. That didn't bother me at all. First of all, again, I know the comics and I knew it was in the comics. But more importantly, and some people get mad whenever people reference that, you're looking at a comic book movie. No matter what you feel about, I don't even read comics, the fuck what the comic books say. Well, then that just, again, here's how you can dismiss all the true fans. Your opinion is irrelevant now because you don't respect the genre. You have to respect the genre. Anyway, but when they got to the point of recasting, I wasn't about that. And ironically enough, fans have made enough noise about it that what did they say they're going to do? They're going to recast. Now, here's what I think is going to happen, though. As a writer and understanding where they are with the plot and how much money has been put into what has been established as canon so far, meaning not only canon on the screen with story, but in product. We're talking about product canon. We're talking about kids and parents that for Christmas bought toys and folks dressed up for Halloween and they've gotten used to a certain image of the storyline so far. You can't flip that but so far with all this multiverse stuff and still have profit. You're going to piss off the audience. And it's very tenuous always with that third film in a trilogy. You've got to be careful. You've built something, love it or hate it, that people are going to want to see the third. And you've already announced you got Denzel Washington involved. So that's a guarantee of seats. People we're going to flood the theaters to see. It's going to be a reunion of the first one. They're going to get back that kind of momentum on like how the first Black Panther was, I think. But I also know that when they reintroduce a new Black Panther, the smartest way to do it, and it's hard to do that now, it's kind of like what happened in The Matrix when the Oracle, the lady who played the Oracle first, I forget the two actresses' names, the one who played her and the one who replaced her. Both of them are phenomenal actresses. But when the Oracle was replaced, they just picked up and kept going. Like, it's almost, you know, let's not make a big deal of it. We had one line to acknowledge it. I forget what the line was with Neo, where he said something and she's like, yeah, kid, something, something. She said something to him very blasé, like, yeah, I look different, but you know it's me. That's it. That's all I'm giving y'all fans for. We're going to talk about the fact that I look completely different from the other black lady. We ain't about to get into all that. We ain't not about to overdo that, right? Same thing happened in when they recast, and that was a huge switch from oh my gosh, damn, my name's right now. What am I doing? It's just brain fog for a minute. Oh my gosh. Anyway, when they recast War Machine in Marvel, and you know, all of that, even the way that just played out, it was messy behind the scenes. It was messy the way it went, but Terrence Howard to the legend, you know what I'm saying, Don Cheadle, but they did it. Everybody flowed with it. We love both versions. You learn to love Don as the only one you recognize more so because he played the character in more movies. There it is, done. That's it. That's what it is. That's accepted. Ain't no use to arguing about it. So an associate of mine, a friend of mine, has this ongoing, we've had a light rivalry, friendly rivalry about this topic. And he posted something today, and this is what made me want to talk about this. It was a lineage of all the people, all the actors who had played Superman, and said, this is what it looks like to have legacy and all this, he says. And he's talking about 80 years of Superman. And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, okay, when I was a kid up to about maybe high school, that would have been my feeling about that. Now, I'm sick and tired of seeing this story retold. This is why I haven't gone to see the only reason I will go see, or will eventually see, because I'll probably wait for it to stream, the new Superman, is to see Mr. Terrific. That's it. I don't care about the story again of this same character. I've seen this enough, man. It's like Batman. Love Batman. I don't need to see Bruce Wayne as a kid with the pearls falling, mom dies, whether the Joker did it or another character did it or another guy did it, because we changed it a little bit, but it's the same damn alley killing. It's the same damn misery. It's the same damn I grew up to be a vigilante. It's the same damn no matter what, I got resources, I'm rich, and I have all these cool gadgets and everything, but I'm a normal guy with superhero gadgetry. I'm sick and tired of the entire thing. There's too many other Batmans to have a story. And need a story, deserve a story. Why not their story? I'll tell you why not. It's all about this whole concept of, once they've established this very thing that has got this country going crazy with people who are obsessed with the image of white men, and if they're not in power of some sort, it's woke, and it's bad, and you're gonna take our word and disrespect us. You're gonna take woke and make it something bad. No, you're not in my vocabulary, damn it. Woke still means exactly what we always said it meant. You some of the bitches. We're not playing them games. Go to hell with that. No one's playing them games. And just because you keep saying it, don't make, and I don't care how many black folk get on the bandwagon because they ignorant and young and don't understand the origin of words, or they want to throw away their history. They don't want to be tied to Africa. They don't want to be real black when they say they're black. They don't want to be a lot of things, as long as they're in line with what they think is the winning side of money, and we got more over here, so I'm gonna be over there, even though I don't give it, and you know, or whatever, man. Whatever. That's them. That ain't me. So I'm saying this. It's not about legacy. It's about realizing at a certain point, a character is a character. People who are going to play the character are going to live and die. It makes no sense to keep you can have a character come back as, I would rather there be, I'm the old Bruce Wayne teaching the new Batman, like we have the black Batman in the comics too, that they about lost their mind about, and fools committing suicide about seeing a black man in the costume, I swear. That could be the story. It could be a Whistler Blade type relationship. The elder that is working with the younger to teach them to be a better badass and all that. It makes for better stories. It makes for stories that matter, that are new, that are fresh, that are interesting. And to keep rebeating the same dead dog is lame.